All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakha HaKudash, and double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakha HaKudash, Barakatham. It's the brother Kazak coming back at it again with another lesson. All right, and the title of this lesson is going to Be Thou a Guard unto Them. All right, or something along the lines of that. Going into the book of Ezekiel chapter 38. All right. And this lesson's going through the inspiration, a few articles I found. I always look up, what I'm saying, every now and then, Russia news, Russia alliances news, because what's written of in the book of Ezekiel 38 is that alliance, that the Russians is that the modern day Russians, which, they refer to in the book of Ezekiel 38 as Gog and Magog, they basically goes into their alliances that they're going to make in this period of time. All right. In the times that we're in right now. OK, and this is, further manifests. So like this prophecy, is manifesting itself. All right, select it from my stammering lips. Okay, but as you can see, in this article, it says seeking axes of good against U.S. Russia taps allies of convenience. All right, and it says a trilateral meeting of the leaders of Iran, Russia, and Turkey seemed to suggest a new anti-American alliance. Okay, so now you see, that these kingdoms are moving in that direction, and it fits the prophecies. All right, this is literally the prophecy of Ezekiel 38 playing out. All right, and ultimately, man, what they doing, okay, is getting ready for war. All right, you see right here, even though it's China, Turkey's not mentioned in it. It still goes to show that this is the direction, that the world is heading into. You have Iran, Russia, and China, about to basically they running war drills in Latin America. That's what that I saw it on social media, a few days ago. That's what that one dude, it's a clip of him. He basically controls, all the he has like a diagram, some type of radar technology, and he sees, all the ships that are in, the area of Latin America. And he sees nothing but, Russia, Iranian and Chinese troops all over, Latin America, and Iran, that does fit, Ezekiel 38, because Iran is one of the nations that was listed, it's one of the kingdoms that was listed in the book of Ezekiel 38. All right. And we're going to break that down. OK, so let's go right into it. All right. We're going to start from the top. And it reads, Ezekiel 38, chapter 1. And it reads, and the word of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them. All right, so let's go onto the map. All right, Gog and Magog. Who's this talking about? All right, let's go into the map. All right, so you see right there. All right, Gog and then Magog. You know what I'm saying? That's Russia. Okay, now they have Magog as, the Eastern, European countries, which I'm sure this is where, you know what I'm saying? You see this line right here, I'm sure, that's where the Iron Curtain was in, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I'm not too sure, which countries were in the Iron Curtain, but Europe was, during the time it was divided, east and west. All right. And this was during the Cold War, and they were divided by something called the Iron Curtain, which, around this region. So like around this area right here, from Germany, on down to another certain point, they it divided, the countries that were in favor of NATO and the EU and America, and in the other ones that were more in favor towards, Russia. All right, and you may have that happen, in the times, that's going to come to pass. A lot of these countries is going to flip on NATO and the EU. A lot of these Eastern countries, because at the end of the day, it's all really, politics. All right, but these countries were countries that were in favor of Russia. Okay, so continuing on, and reads, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them. All right, verse 3, and say, thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, our power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. All right, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring forth all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. All right, so that's going into their whole military power. All right, which Russia does have a mighty military. Okay, and this is where the key point is where it gets prophetic. All right, so you have Persia. Okay, who is the modern day Persians? All right, that's the so-called Iran. Iranians. Salakia. That's the so-called Iranians. All right, and then continuing on, you have Ethiopia. All right, and then you have Libya with them. Okay, and Russia and Libya, just pull up this little passage right here. All right, they've been good allies. All right, it says right there, Russia has an embassy in Tripoli, with Libya having an embassy in Moscow. All right, and diplomatic contact between Russia and Libya has generally been close and productive, seeing as both countries have had and continue to see volatile relations with the United States. Okay, so they're more, in favor of Russia. All right, the Libyans are more in favor of Russia than they are, in the United States. And soon there's going to be a crossroads. All right, and the reason why I say this is because you got some, kingdoms in that region. All right, such as Gomer and the house of Togarmah, which, they're the modern day people in Turkey. If you see the map right here, all right, you have Gomer and then you have Togarmah. Right, so those are the modern day, people in Turkey. And what does it say? All right, so let me go back to it. What does it say in verse 6? Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his band and many people with thee, be thou prepared. All right, so these are the nations that are gonna ally themselves with Russia. These are the kingdoms that are gonna ally themselves with Gog, which is the modern day Russians. All right, Gomer and the house of Togarmah we just brought out on the map. That's the region of Turkey. All right, Gomer and Togarmah. You see it right there, even though it's kind of, what I'm saying, it's kind of spelled differently. But that's, what I'm saying, that's Togarmah. You have right there Gomer. Right, that's the region of Turkey. All right, and it says that they're going to, be with Gog. They're going to be with the Russians. All right. Now, right now, the reason why I said, that there's going to be a crossroads in the near future. All right, it's because right now you have a Turkey that's kind of playing both sides, because Turkey's still in NATO. So Turkey is still a member of NATO. But something's going to happen. Maybe the Russians going to give them a good deal. You know what I'm saying? However, it plays out, it's going to end up with Turkey, following suit with Russia and their counterparts, according to the prophecies. All right, because you have, Turkey that they're not really with the United States, and they've done, certain things, that show that they're not with the United States. They were some of the countries. They're one of the countries that in NATO that didn't bring sanctions, and on Russia, and didn't bring sanctions on Iran, when the U.S. was pushing, everybody in NATO to do it. It's all politics at the end of the day, but the way it's gonna turn out, seeing that they're already seeing that they are, already, sitting down and dealing together. All right, as you can see, that's all the three presidents of the regions. Something's gonna happen, in the near future where, they're gonna make it where it's gonna be to where Turkey joins, the other two. Because right now they're kind of, playing in the middle. They're trying to negotiate and see, what they could get out of it. But hey, that's gonna be, resorted, man. And it's ultimately gonna be according to the prophecies. All right, because at the end of the day, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is gathering together, the army of the heathens. All right, so that they could be destroyed at the end of everything. In the time of World War III. You know what I'm saying? That battle of Armageddon, it's gonna be a collective of all these heathen armies that's gonna ultimately fight against Yahweh Shai. Okay, and it's gonna be the Lord, that does this. All right, how do I put it to you? It's gonna be the Lord that's ultimately doing this. All right, get them together. Yeah, they're gonna be fighting each other. All right, but when Yahweh Shai comes and breaks the clouds, and comes through with the thousands of heavens and the so-called UFOs. All right, the other, these nations that are, supposed to be, at war with each other, and I'm not gonna say it's supposed to be like, something that's, fake or whatnot, but these nations that were fighting each other, all right, is gonna, basically get together and fight Yahweh Shai, where they're gonna be destroyed. All right, so hey, man, Lord willing, this was a edifying lesson. Something that came up. I found it, important to do a lesson on. Because it's the prophecies literally making themselves manifest. All right, so hey, with that, I'm gonna say shalom and call halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem Rachah Kodash for giving me the space to do this lesson. All right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom once again. On to the next.